wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and
understand the issue that you have with your health. If you have an issue that you can't understand what's wrong with your baby, with your son, with your father, with your mother, with your cousin, whomever, we can get you some answers right here on the Talk Beat Jones. Tune in every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11. As I said before, the doctor's scheduled to be here in the house 4 times a month, but the man is busy. He's a medical doctor, so there are times he may not be here, but that's okay because we'll catch him on the next go round on the Talk Beat Jones. Remember, we're on the air every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11. We also have a broadcast on Sundays from 4 to 5 on 15.2. That's 15.2 on Sundays. And of course, you can pick us up on the YouTube TV33. And you also can watch us on that R.J. Watkins page. That's right, the R.J. Watkins page. You want to go not where the black and white, you want to go where the red is, and you'll be able to watch us live. Call this number down below. Dr. Watson, are you on the line with us right about now?
I'm here, Mr. Billy Jones.
Okay.
Good morning to you.
Hey, Dr. Watson, we're going to bring
sir.
you on, and what I'd like for you to do is talk about some of the things that, from the perspective, yes, you're in Oakland, California, but the thing is that you are the worldwide doctor now, because people can call you from anywhere in the world. And if people called you from anywhere in the world, what are some of the type of things that you can advise them, or illnesses or problems that we may be able to start helping them on this show just through the advice if they call and talk to you about their problems, or send in to Billy Jones. That is, my email address is bj46978@gmail.com. Once again, my email address is bj46978@gmail.com. You can send me questions that you may have to ask about healthcare, that I will be able to forward those questions to Dr. Watson, and we will talk about it on the air here. Doctor, would you please talk to them about what some of the things that you're going to be doing with the folk that are able to call in live and or send questions to you via email to me?
Yes, well, you talk about around the world. Around the world, one of the things that happens is influenza A and influenza B. Influenza A and influenza B. And as it goes around the world, it changes its structure every year.
Yes, sir.
So you remember we had the swine flu. We had the Philippine flu. We had all different kinds of flu. And there are two different components to the virus, the hemagglutinin and the neuraminidase. And the hemagglutinin and the neuraminidase change as it goes around the world. And different countries, including the Center for Disease Control, try to anticipate what it's going to be like when it gets back to the United States, for instance. The flu is different from a cold. The flu will make you have a fever, chills. In the early 1900s, 500,000 people died from the flu that caused them to have pneumonia. And it was the pneumonia that killed the people. It's transmitted by respiratory. And so right now we have a lot of people getting on airplanes and so on. Probably be a good idea to wear a mask because it is transmitted respiratory and by hand, so shaking hands can also do it. Right now, we have come up with a couple of things to fight it. One is the flu vaccine, and often the flu peaks in May, and that's when a lot of people are out of work in May. there is a medication called Tamiflu. Tamiflu, it's a pill that you can take, and if you're starting to get a fever and chills, you can take it early on. It is a prescription medication. You have to ask your doctor about it, but it will cut the flu down by a couple of days. So that's something that actually goes around the whole world. And anybody listening in any foreign countries, be prepared. And as you get ready to travel, I would say put on a mask, and I would do elbow bumps instead of shaking hands. Influenza A and influenza B. So that's a key thing. You know, something else I wanted to talk to you about, Billy, is life, the lifespan of people in America, men and women. The average male in America lives to 75 years old. The average female in America lives to 85 years, 77 years old, okay? But if we look at different racial groups, Asian men live the longest, 81 years old. Asian men in America live the longest. Following that, Latino men live to 77 years old. Caucasian men live to 75 years old, and African American men live the shortest amount of time to 69 years old. This is important to me because I'm 69.
Uh-oh.
So it made me start thinking, oh, I need to start looking at this. Asian women live the longest, 85 years old.
Mm.
Next to that, Hispanic women, 82 years old. Next to that is the average Caucasian woman, 81 years old, and black women, 75 years old. So we got to wonder, why is it that we don't, as African Americans, don't live as long as everybody else?
Yes.
And, you know, years ago...
And Doc, and also, can you also cover this, what is it and why is it that the women, as a rule, generally are outliving the men by at least 4 to 5, 6 years in their different racial groups?
You know, and even in every racial group, the women live longer.
Yes.
It may have something to do with stress. You know, at one point, there weren't as many women in the workplace under the same kind of stress. So I think stress has something to do with it.
Yes.
There may be some protection, some hormonal protection. And, you know, that was going to be one of the next things I was going to talk about. I'm going to give you a quiz, Billy.
Uh-oh.
and see if anybody else wants to call in and see if they can answer any of the quiz questions.
Okay.
What's the male hormone? You know what that is?
What's the male hormone?
Yeah.
Let me see.
It's called testosterone.
Oh, you're talking about the actual.
Yeah.
Okay.
The actual male hormone.
Okay.
It's called testosterone. What's the female hormone?
Estrogen.
Yeah. You got it.
Got it.
You got it. And when the female hormone goes down, they call it menopause.
And hold on, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about this menopause for just a moment for the men to understand? I know the women, and yet some of the younger women may not understand how this menopause situation works. And actually, during my Jones exercise, which was, of course, a program for almost 30 years, and we'd find that women didn't understand. Not all women, some of the women I'd have conversations find that they didn't understand about called a ghost menstrual cycle. Can you explain some of those type of things to folk? Because that's not common knowledge.
You know, it's interesting that the name of it is called menopause.
Okay.
Making the man pause, right?
Yes.
But basically, when we talk about menopause, it is a result of lack of estrogen. So there's some hormones that come from the brain called follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Those hormones go to the ovaries, to the granulosa and theca cells of the ovaries. And from the ovaries, the estrogen is then stimulated. Estrogen strengthens bones. It helps prevent strokes. It helps with mood and metabolism. Now, when the ovaries start to go to sleep, that's what happens in menopause. The ovaries start to go to sleep. So there is no estrogen that's made anymore. And as a result, the regular menstrual cycle goes away. The periods stop. First of all, they might extend themselves. Instead of once a month, it might be once every 3 months, once every 5 months. Then eventually they stop. And the situation that can occur is mood change, depression, agitation, weakness of the bones. And these are the types of things. There could be weight changes, weight gain. Mm-hmm. These are the kind of things that happen during menopause. Now, the usual age is around the 50s, but some people have early menopause in the late 40s. Some people don't get many symptoms at all. Mm-hmm. And they also, the women may have loss of libido or sexual interest and get vaginal dryness. And many times it used to be that all the doctors would give estrogen pills, but they found that the estrogen pills might have an increased chance of causing uterine cancers and breast cancer.
Ah.
Yeah, so now they don't give the estrogen pills like they used to.
Yes, yes.
But they may give estrogen cream for vaginal dryness. And many people will take herbs like black cohosh, licorice, and other herbs that may help them to feel better.
When you're speaking of these situations, is this designed so that by having this outside lubrication that it helps the sexual situation for the ladies? Is that what we're speaking of?
Yes, it does. It lubricates. It causes the vagina to become more lubricated. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it is estrogen gel, essentially.
So as we look, go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, we've talked about menopause, but a lot of people, particularly men, didn't understand that there's this other situation called andropause.
But before you go there, Doc, let's go, because this menopause is so serious in relationships, in lifestyles, mm-hmm. that folks don't understand how important it is to understand the menstrual cycle of a woman as a man, and also mm-hmm. as a woman, what you can expect to have to go through, some of the things that you're going through that you don't know why. You say, I don't know why I feel this way. Well, ladies, if you listen to the doctor, you will understand, and this is not something that you say, well, it's just going to go away. My understanding, yes, it's going to go away this month, but guess what? It's going to reoccur next month, and the month after that, until you're no longer with that cycle. But, Doc, I've seen ladies who are premenstrual cycle, and mentally, they just totally would go mentally whack. I mean, some of them actually would get physically aggressive. Can you give us an understanding how that works, or what is to expect? Because in a relationship, you got a lady that you met her, she's fine, and whatever else, talk to her and everything works fine, and all of a sudden at a certain point, you notice that there is a difference in how she is, quote, acting on circumstances, situations. Is this something that's within her control, doctor, or is this something that's not within her control, that her body is taking control and she is just a robot functioning within what her system is having her to do or feel?
We know different people experience the menopause in different ways. Some people get very agitated psychologically,
Mm-hmm.
and they may benefit from counseling along with antidepressants. And in some cases, if there has been a low incidence in the family of breast cancer or uterine cancer, sometimes estrogen is still used. One of them is called Prempro. It has estrogen and progesterone mixed in it,
Mm-hmm.
and that sometimes helps calm ladies who are going through menopause.
Yes.
The other thing is, we didn't even talk about this, is the hot flashes.
Yes. Yes.
They talk about, they're sweating at night, they get
Yes.
the hot flashes, they want to open all the windows, the man
Yes.
is freezing,
Yes.
So that's another thing, and men need to try to understand this process. It might extend about 5 years.
Mm.
It doesn't go necessarily, the symptoms aren't necessarily the rest of your life, but, it averages about 5 years before they get over the major symptoms. The
Okay.
period's not going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
If the period comes back, then there could be something wrong. It could be a uterine problem, fibroids, cancer. And so if it comes back after the menopause, they need to definitely get further evaluation.
That fibroid tumor is something that's pretty common, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very common. It's a growth of the muscle inside the uterus, and it grows usually inside the uterus, sometimes outside the uterus,
Mm-hmm.
and it can cause excessive bleeding,
Yes.
such that some women have very, very heavy periods as a result of the fibroid tumors. There are ways to treat that. One is a shot called Lupron. Lupron is actually an anti-estrogen shot
Mm-hmm.
because estrogen makes the fibroid grow.
Okay.
So, for instance, if you were taking a birth control pill with estrogen, it might make the fibroid grow.
Okay.
The Lupron is an anti-estrogen, which puts the woman into a menopausal state. It blocks the estrogen, and that sometimes will help the fibroids to shrink. And sometimes the fibroids, if the person is still having real heavy bleeding, they can be surgically removed.
Mm-hmm.
And some have done procedures where they place a laser in and shoot a laser into the middle of the fibroid, and it shrinks it down.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a very common thing with women. The good news is they're not cancer.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
not cancer, and they don't turn into cancer.
Yes.
They may be uncomfortable and cause bleeding, but the good news is they're not cancer.
And we have relation or family members. We have family members, and this question is more the psychological perspective, Doctor. And we got about 3 minutes before we're going to go to a break. But for ladies who have sisters and mother, and we're talking about family of sisters and mother and aunties, and their sister has cancer, their auntie has cancer, breast cancer. And so emotionally, from the clients that you've seen in the past who've had family relationships like that, because they say, is this something that's passed in the family? And do the other sisters who have yet to been diagnosed with a cancer, what type of mental scenario do they go through, Doc? Please, we got about 2 or 3 minutes to talk about it.
Well, certainly you probably want to have early mammograms. Usual mammogram is around 45 years old, but in a family history like that, so that you can relax and know that you are not highly susceptible, maybe 35 years old might be the time to get the first mammogram.
Okay.
Also, there are now genetic markers that one can take that will tell you if you're at risk for ovarian and breast cancer. So you may want to talk to your doctor about the genetic markers as well.
All right. Doc, what we're going to do is we're going to pick up more conversation right here, family. This is Talk Beat Jones. Again, I'm Billy E. Jones. Remember, we're asking you so you can get more of this great information with Dr. Watson here on the Talk Beat Jones to make sure you go to that Cash app. Like I said, I'm not concerned about what anybody else do on their shows. I'm going to ask you to help me. I want to win. I'm a competitor. I want to help the station. So send in, go to your Cash app, go to $WHPR TV Radio. Once again, write it down so you have it for the future. Pass to your friends. $WHPR TV Radio. Now we're doing that, and make sure that you put in that it's in support of the Talk Beat Jones, Billy Jones show. We'll talk more about that. Listen to the commercials. We'll be back after these commercial announcements with Dr. H. Jeffrey Watson and Billy E. Jones, Talk Beat Jones.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
If you enjoy the music, the talk, and the vibe right here on WHPR, we need your support. Help us keep independent radio alive by sending a Cash App donation of whatever you can to $WHPR TV Radio. Every dollar makes a difference. That's $WHPR TV Radio. Support the station that supports you.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Billy E. Jones, Talk Beat Jones. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV 33 Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabree. If you're behind on your property taxes, we have programs to help. You don't have to lose your house, and you don't have to pay all at once. This summer, our mobile unit will be visiting Wayne County communities to help make it easier to start a payment plan and keep your property. Go online or call to find the plan that's right for you and where you can get help from our mobile unit. The last thing I want is for anyone to lose their property to foreclosure. Make your payments every month and keep your property.
I'm tired of seeing young black men shooting at each other in this community, in this nation. I don't understand it. I grew up in a time when people wore white robes and they shot at black people. And now we see young black men wearing black hoodies shooting at black men and doing a much more effective job than the Klan ever thought about doing. I'm sick of it. Of course, the only thing I can do is shout it from here. No one seems to listen.
We're listening. You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live. It's up to us to make a difference.
Feel good about your future with tuition-free programs at Wayne County Community College District. Whether you want to be in healthcare, computer science, the culinary arts, digital media, or robotics and automation for the next generation of vehicles, WCCCD has you covered. A full range of programs to achieve your goals, fit your schedule, and give you all the support you need to be successful. All of it tuition-free. Now there's something to feel good about. Register today at wcccd.edu.
Hey, what's up? This is Timmy Tim. I got all of Detroit on lock to bring you the best in late night entertainment. From music videos to artist interviews to concerts and special events. So you rappers, comedians, club promoters, small business owners want to be on Timmy Tim Live? Give us a call at 313-828-0848 or email me at timmytimlive@gmail.com.
313watkins.com. Streaming on Roku.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and
You know, family, this is Talk Beat Jones. Once again, I am Billy E. Jones. Remember, we're on the air every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And, of course, we're on Sundays. We're live on 15.2. The time is 4 to 5 p.m. And now we have the addition to the Talk Beat Jones show. We have the great person himself, the man who loves you, the man who takes care of you, the man who will advise you how to take care of you, how to have, the fact of the matter is, health is your wealth. And you have to have the mastermind behind that plan. That's the man himself. We're going to bring on to you, for you, Dr. H. Jeffrey Watson, M.D. Doc, you're there.
Yes, I am. Good morning, Billy, and good morning to your guests worldwide.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, you know, we've been talking a little bit about the health of men and women. We just talked about menopause, but, you know, men go through something like that, too. And they don't really know it. They don't know to ask about it. And it's called andropause. Andropause.
Andropause, okay.
Yeah, so in menopause, estrogen goes down. Periods stop. People get moody. They get hot flashes. In andropause, that hormone that I talked to you about at the beginning of the show, they call it testosterone. That's the male hormone. It goes down. The level of it goes down. And as a result, men get depressed. They gain weight. They develop erectile dysfunction. Well, they don't necessarily have hot flashes, but they can get depressed as well during andropause. So men need to be aware of their mind and their body and those changes. And that usually happens also around the age of 50. That's the usual time. Now, you know, we talked about what women can do. They can take a estrogen cream, put it in the vagina. They can even take estrogen pills if they're at low risk of breast cancer.
Now, Doc, that takes care of the physicalness. I mean, I'm just asking you real quick now. Get back out of it. Does applying those creams help the mental state, or is it just the physical state, or is it a combination?
Well, it's probably a combination. So, for instance, let's say the woman, because she had vaginal dryness, wasn't having sex. But because she used that cream and it caused, you know, lubrication, then she might feel more comfortable about having sex. And then because she had sex, it may make she and her partner feel better.
Okay.
You know, it's a trickle-down effect. It's not like the cream, when you put it down there, it goes to your brain.
Yes.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Not like the estrogen cream goes to your brain.
But the effects allows you to have a better brain function.
Yeah. So it's an indirect effect.
Yes.
In men with the low testosterone, sometimes people will take a testosterone injection called testosterone cypionate. And they may take that injection twice a month or once a month, and it will elevate their testosterone. But what we found in athletes, particularly German athletes, when they were evaluated, because in sports, testosterone is a steroid.
Okay.
And they're not supposed to take a steroid. You know, we just watched the Olympics, and they test you for steroids.
Mm-hmm.
But what the Germans figured out was a substance called DHEA. DHEA. And you can buy this in any sporting goods store right now. They would take that, and it's a precursor to testosterone. It goes through your liver, and it gets converted to the male hormone testosterone.
Okay.
Now, there's one that's even stronger than that, that's a pill called angiostenedione.
Ooh.
Now, nobody ever heard of that in the world until this baseball player for the Oakland A's named Mark McGwire.
Mark McGwire.
You remember Mark McGwire?
Oh, come on now. You got Mark McGwire and Jose Canseco.
Yeah. So you had Jose Canseco, who was taking straight up steroid shots.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And he got busted for steroids.
Yeah.
And you saw what it did to his personality. He was throwing stuff and beating up people and all that. Mark McGwire
and having the baseball fall when he's trying to catch the baseball hit him in the head.
Yeah. Mark McGwire, on the other hand, took angiostenedione, and the Germans figured out this supplement called angiostenedione, and what they did in the Olympics is they put it in a spray, and they sprayed it up their nose, and in the swimming events and in the rowing events, the testosterone within an hour shot up really high, and they won those races. And so it was eventually discovered that this substance called angiostenedione was the thing that people were using. Now, that was not illegal because it wasn't a steroid.
Okay.
It's a precursor. I say all this to say that these are things that can raise the male testosterone during the process called the male menopause, andro deficiency.
So would you say
DHEA you can buy over the counter, 25 milligrams, take 2 of them a day, and it'll raise your natural testosterone.
Wait, now you better say it again, because I'm sure there's a lot of men and women who are officially, our house doctors or our house person takes care of us men who are listening to this. Ladies, you can write this down, because again, your man may be out doing whatever he's doing, but you can write this down. And Doc, so you say this may be able to help some of the guys too?
Yeah, may be able to help some of the guys. DHEA. DHEA. You can buy it in any sporting good. You probably could buy it at the grocery store too.
Mm-hmm.
And it usually comes in a 25 milligram tablet, and you would take about 2 of them a day, and it will naturally elevate your testosterone.
Wow. So
yeah.
Is it because of the financial base that we don't have this advertised like the other stuff?
That's a good question. I don't know. I found out about it because I've taken care of a lot of athletes.
Yes, sir.
And I had to find out which substances were legal and which substances were illegal for sports as becoming sports enhancing substances. So, of course they can't take the steroids, and some of the other illicit drugs are not allowed, but this one, is not a steroid, but it will allow your testosterone to become elevated.
That is, excuse me, Doc. Family, for that great information, as we say, help me out. Cash App, $WHPR TV Radio. Help me out. I think that was a wonderful nugget that Doctor is giving to you right about now. Go ahead, Doc. I mean, you just on fire today.
Okay. Well, so since we're talking about all kinds of stuff related to men and women and sexuality, one of the things that I'm giving a talk on Saturday about all of this kind of stuff. What is the male?
Wait, where are you giving the talk, Doc?
I'm giving it in Hayward, California.
And to what
Hayward,
group?
California, yeah.
And what group?
I'm giving it to a church. We expect to have about 150 people. And there will be other doctors. We'll be doing prostate cancer testing.
Okay.
And do you know what the prostate cancer test is?
Is it the same one we had before, Doc?
Well,
are you speaking about the rectal exam?
No. Now, the most common way to test is with a blood test called the prostate-specific antigen.
Explain that.
PSA blood test.
How does that work?
Okay, so the PSA blood test is an enzyme that is secreted from the prostate gland. And there are basically three things in terms of disorders that can happen with the prostate gland. One is called benign prostatic hypertrophy, and that's just the prostate gets big. It sometimes blocks the urine path.
Yes.
Men have to go to the bathroom all through the night because of the blockage. They can't get all the urine out.
Yes.
So that's called BPH, benign prostatic hypertrophy.
Okay.
The other thing is sometimes if you have that and you have urine that builds up and gets infected, it infects the prostate, causing prostatitis. Prostatitis, an infection in the prostate gland.
Okay.
And that can be treated with Bactrim, a sulfur type of antibiotic. But at the same time, you want to do something that opens up the prostate. And it used to be that men used to have surgery.
Okay.
But now they have a pill called Flomax. Flomax.
Flomax.
That opens the hole in the prostate.
Okay.
Flomax. Then, of course, the most concerning disorder is prostate cancer.
Yes.
And that can occur in many, many men, and it's more common in African American men for some reason. One of the things that we do now, we used to do the digital rectal and puts the finger in the behind to feel for a bump on the prostate.
Yes.
And do the blood test called the prostate-specific antigen.
Okay.
Now, most commonly, we do the PSA, prostate-specific antigen. So at the health fair that we're going to have, we're going to draw the prostate-specific antigen. Now, the normal number is 4 or below. So if you go to the doctor and the doctor says, PSA is 6. See, one of the things is we want everybody to know their numbers.
Yes.
Know your numbers.
Yes.
So a PSA below 4 is good. If it's above 4, that may mean that you're at risk for prostate cancer.
Yes. Yes.
If it's 20, that's very suspicious. If it's 100, you definitely got prostate cancer.
Yes. Yes.
So this is one of the ways that we test for prostate cancer, and that's an important thing in men. It's a PSA. Have the ladies ask your man, what is your PSA level? And men, when you go to the doctor, say, did you check my PSA? My prostate-specific antigen. Okay, so that's so important. And nowadays, it used to be that the main treatment for prostate cancer was to have surgery on the prostate.
Yes.
But they found that you can shoot radiation at the prostate.
Okay.
And it gives you just about as good a response as if you were to have surgery on the prostate.
And so
you don't have to get cut open and all that kind of stuff. You can just get radiation treatment.
And so by not having the surgery, quote, you are able, it does not mess with your sexual performance or sexual ability. Is that part of that as well?
It has less of a chance of causing erectile dysfunction.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you do the surgery, there's some particular nerves that go to the penis that sometimes get damaged in the surgery.
Yes.
And but if you get the radiation, it's less of a chance that those nerves will get damaged. And that leads me to another quiz question for you, your audience, Billy Jones. What are the tissues?
Wipe off. Get ready.
Within the penis that allow for the erection to occur? What are those tissues? Well, at the top of the penis,
mm-hmm.
there's two sponge-like tubes called the corpus cavernosa. Corpus cavernosa. And at the bottom of the penis is a tube called the corpus spongiosa. Corpus spongiosa.
Okay.
So repeat that, Billy. Corpus cavernosa.
Corpus cavernosa. Say it again.
Corpus.
Corpus.
Caverned.
Nosa. Got it.
Corpus.
Cavernosa.
And then at the bottom is the corpora spongiosa. And what happens is those fill with blood, and they have little doors that keeps the blood trapped in there for a while, and then that's what causes the erection. And so that's an important thing. And when sometimes people decide they'll get an implant, like ladies get breast implants.
Yes.
Men can get a penile implant.
Yes,
and they put a tube that fills with water in the area of the corpora cavernosum and corpora spongiosum, and one can squeeze the testicle, which has a bag with water, and it squirts the water up into those tubes.
Okay.
And there you go.
Wow.
That has it.
Wow.
Yeah. So in men, the male chromosome, which is the male chromosome in men?
X.
X? It's XY.
XY, okay.
Mm-hmm. We have something a little different than what women have.
Okay.
XY. In women, it's XX. Yeah. And
I got half of it right. I got half of it right. I got the X right.
Yeah, you got half of it right. We'll give you a C.
Okay.
but that's if a sperm has a XY and it penetrates into an ovary, it's going to cause a boy.
Okay.
If a sperm has an XX, it's going to cause a girl.
Okay.
So those are some real important things. Now, here's another important thing.
Okay.
In California, what's the most common sexually transmitted disease?
In California, common, not gonorrhea, not syphilis. Back in the day, it was kind of like AIDS.
It's called chlamydia.
Chlamydia.
It's called chlamydia. Yeah, chlamydia. Chlamydia is a organism that in women, if a woman has it, it may go up into her uterus and in her tubes, and she may not even know it. If a man has it, it may cause a little burning when they urinate. But it's not like gonorrhea where pus comes out. Gonorrhea has usually somebody will have a heavy pus coming out, but it's also 10% of the time if a person has gonorrhea, they may also have chlamydia. So when we treat people,
what is chlamydia? What is that? I mean, how is it formed? What causes it?
it's a bacterial-like organism that gets into the sexual organs, and it travels in the man. It travels into the urethra, and in the woman, it travels up into the vagina and the uterus. It can cause, in a woman, what they call pelvic inflammatory disease.
Mm-hmm.
And if one person gets it, the partner should get treated, and the person who has it should get treated. The most common treatment is a pill called Zithromax. Zithromax, you take 2 grams once, and that usually will take care of it.
So that
We usually
so that particular disease is not caused by sexual intimacy. It's something that occurs within the body itself.
No, it's caused by sexual intimacy. It's a sexually transmitted disease, and in California, it is the most common sexually transmitted disease.
Give us
More
a
common in the younger age population. And, you know, you have to wonder that with the invention of Viagra and Cialis, if sexually transmitted diseases didn't become a little more prevalent. Like my experience is I started seeing syphilis more.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, you know, you would think that syphilis had almost gone away,
Yes.
but it popped up big, you know, and that may have had to do with people, you know, having been able to have more sex with these medications. Now, that occurred also in an older population, in my experience, not the younger population, but the older population.
Got to make up for lost time, Doc.
Yeah. Now, here's another thing that people don't know. I'm going to give you the name of 4 sexually transmitted diseases that are pretty common. 2 of them you know. One, we just talked about, gonorrhea. The other, HIV, that's a sexually transmitted disease. But did you know that hepatitis B and hepatitis C are sexually transmitted?
Wow.
See, people don't know that hepatitis, which is infection of the liver, that's also can be sexually transmitted. Hepatitis B and hepatitis C, fortunately, and people didn't know about hepatitis C until the 1990s when Dr. David Satcher, Surgeon General,
Black man.
he worked at the Center for Disease Control. He suggested that people start taking a test for hepatitis C because there was no test for it before.
Okay.
And hepatitis C can cause liver failure, and as a result of the liver failure, you know, people can die. So transplants, you got this medication called Harvoni and several other new medications for hepatitis C. And then hepatitis B can also be treated sometimes with steroids, sometimes liver transplant, and then there's antiviral agents. So that's something that people don't know. And so when you go to the doctor and you get your blood test for your sugar, your kidneys, your cholesterol, say, hey, doc, can you test me for hepatitis also? Hepatitis B and hepatitis C? And Matt, why don't you just throw in an HIV test?
Yeah.
You know, get all those things checked because you might think that it's automatic on your physical, but it's not.
Well, Doc, let me.
You know, many doctors and many clinics don't do it unless you ask for it.
Doc, let me ask you a quick question because time is running down now. Going back to that hepatitis C, and the different forms of hepatitis.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any fashion that when a person is diagnosed with hepatitis, that their partner or persons that they may be becoming intimate with later would know that that person has hepatitis? Is there any way for a person to know that the person that they have met, who's beautiful or who's handsome or who's Mr. Hunk, has hepatitis, and that disease can be passed on to you through sex? Is there any? I mean,
Well,
how does a person know?
One, if the first thing is, does the person know? That's the first thing, because sometimes the person doesn't even know. The second thing is, if they know, you got to have some conversations and ask, have you ever had a test for hepatitis? And if you decide that you're going to get intimate with somebody, on a serious basis, it would be reasonable for both partners to get tested for hepatitis B and C. There is hepatitis A, but that usually goes away. Hepatitis B may go away, but it can become chronic.
Well, Doc, what we're going to do is...
Hepatitis C is chronic.
Okay, what we're going to do is we'll pick up more of this medical information as well as social information during the coming next week potentially. But our time has run out. You want to say and real quickly to your family and around the world that you are their doctor, and they can call you for information about their health care, Doc. Would you please let them know that?
Well, it's a blessing to be here in 2026. I wish you all health, because your health is your wealth, and when you have your health, you have everything. And we'll try to educate you, because we believe that if you knew better, you could do better.
All right. Dr. H. Jeffrey Watson out of the wonderful, beautiful place of Oakland, California. And, Doc, we'll be looking forward to talking with you again on Wednesday of next week. Okay, Doc?
Okay. Thank you, Billy.
And, Doc, we got mad love for you because, again, you bring... Oh, real quickly. No, we'll do it next week. My time is out. But I'll talk to you about something again next week on the air. Love you, Doc. Take good care of yourselves, okay? Bye
Love
now.
You too. Take care.
And family, we're asking that you send in to the station, go to your Cash app, and go to $WHPR TV radio. Now, I say, I'm asking. I don't beg. I'm asking, as I put out a product, help me see that this product has a wonderful rating with this station. We love you. We appreciate you. Remember, we're on the air every Wednesday. Billy E. Jones, Talk B. Jones, Dr. H. Jeffrey Watson, from 10 to 11 a.m. and also on 15.2 on Sundays from 4 to 5. We love you. We appreciate you. And remember, health is your wealth, and love is your guide. Love you. Bye now.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere, because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and